what I wanted to talk to you today about was going right back to the L to L. All right, it's one of the drills. Okay, there's 10 drills. Okay, that we can get players to do. That if they can't do them in this sequence, then there's no point in them even moving on until they've mastered it. Okay, and if you actually get them to do these 10 drills, then you will actually improve your whole golf game. All right. And one of the drills is L to L. So what is L to L? What do we need to do to perform it? And then how do we put it into practice? So L to L is really, it's a very simple thing. So it's all about the leverage system. Okay, so in the golf swing, the wrists are levers. Okay, so that's what creates club head speed. These wrists are what create club head speed. Okay, and if we use these correctly, you can generate a lot of club head speed and power effortlessly. All right, and that's just through using your lever system. If I was gonna hit something with a stick, I wouldn't just use my body just to do it. I wouldn't stand there and just go, with my body. I wouldn't just rotate my body to hit it. Where we're all led to believe that it's all to do with the body that hits the ball the further, by rotating your hips further. Yeah, it's true, it's a power, it's one of the power sources, but it's only 1 out of 10 or whatever it is. Your hands and arms are really what generate up to 80% of your overall speed. All right, so you could stand there quite comfortably and not even move your body and generate club head speed by just swinging your hands and arms. Okay, and you can hear the club really whip through the impact area, and that's club head speed. All right, and club head speed's a very important part. Along with centered strike, that's how you get your smash rate in. Ball speeds go up, blah blah blah. Everything's a wonderfully easy job, and yet we see golfers, they're frantically trying to move their bodies as fast as they can. They're trying to, to get into these wonderful positions where their chests are open up, but the club is so far behind, the club face is wide open. What golfers haven't mastered is, first of all, how to use the hands and arms correctly and that correct release pattern, okay, or using the hands correctly. And they'll go by what tour players talk about. Okay, and these guys, you've got to remember, these guys, they're elite athletes, okay, nowadays, and they're I don't know, they're extremely talented. Okay, and you've got to remember, they've been swinging a golf club since they were 8 years old. Right, they've actually trained themselves to do the thing of swing it on the inside and roll the hands over, and jump up on their feet to try and generate speed. Because at a 9-year-old, and you're going on a fuller course, to get it around there, you've got to belt the thing as hard as you can, and to hit the classic right to left draw shape, which gives you more distance because of the spin. They've already developed that, so their training over time, as they get better and better, is to try and calm that movement down. Okay, so this is when they start talking about holding the hands off through impact and using the body more, and so on. So probably 89% of golfers out there in the world need to train, first of all, how to use the hands correctly first, before they start calming them down. But yet all new beginners and starters all are taught and told, no, you've got to learn to calm the whole hands down. Don't use the hands so much. Okay, you'll hear that. No. Use the hands as much as you possibly can when you're starting out. This is why most golfers still slice it to the right hand side. All right, so it's very important that you learn this. So L to L is about allowing the club head to release. The momentum of the club, or the weight of the club, will actually direct that for you. All right, so what is L to L? So from an address position, you've got your grip and your stance and everything all correctly. Okay, you're holding the club correct. L to L is basically when I take the club back, okay, my wrists, my right hand, for example, will hinge back on itself. Okay, so when I swing the club back, my right wrist will hinge back on itself. And I'll get into a position where I'm here, all right? And this is my first L. So L here, my wrist is fully set. Okay, I've created my left arm is parallel to the ground. Okay, and I've created an L shape here. Okay, hands are in the middle of my chest, and the club is up in the air almost. It's quite vertically up. It's not laying flat behind me, and it's not tilted too far forward. It's in a balance point. I've actually got it imbalanced. So I actually work on my wrist working. So my left hand, because I have it in a strong grip, my left wrist works this way, so as if I'm hitching a ride, but at a side angle. And then my right hand works this way. So I'm going to hinge the club in that position on the backswing. Okay. So from here, I'm going to hinge it up to that position here. From here, I'm then going to trigger a little bit by moving to my left side, but this is going to pull my hands and arms down, and from here I'm going to allow the weight of the club to release. I'm not going to try and hold it through impact. Okay, I'm going to swing up here, the weight of the club or the momentum of the club is going to release, and I'm going to line up to hit the ball. Okay, so it's going to strike the ball. So when I come back down, I'm going to go from here, it's going to release. I don't try and stop that release, I want it to happen. Okay, I don't want to drag it through. And people would say, what about shaft lean? It shows up if you move the body correctly. The shaft lean shows up, and actually if you hold the club the way in which we prescribe, it's virtually almost impossible to flick at it through impact. All right, so I'm going to go from L shape here, I'm going to release it into the back of the ball, and then from here I'm then going to release it on the way through into this position here. Okay, it's just a mirror image of what I just did on the backswing. Okay, but this time my right arm is now parallel to the ground. Okay, my left arm is folding up, and I've created an L shape here now. Okay, a reverse L. All right, but it's important to note from here though that the back of my left hand is hinging back on itself, not up. Okay, it's hinging back. It's as if I'm doing that. Okay, and it's just practice really. It's just practicing that L to L. So it's just really learning to swing the club. You can put it on a T-peg if you need to, but I'm really just literally going to swing back and up to there, okay? And I can just feel that L to L. I can feel the club release through. You're going to feel a bit flicky, you're going to feel a bit handsy, a bit armsy, but that's because 89% of you are so used to not using the hands and arms, and yet the 1% of the tour players who need to try and calm that down a bit or use them differently, you know, you as professionals are all, or you as players are all trying to follow that. Don't do that. Allow the club to release. Okay, let the ball go left. If you start hitting the ball left, you've done it too much. Then you start to calm it down. All right, but I bet most of you still hit it out to the right, and we don't need to calm that down. So L to L is important. It's one of the most. If you can't do L to L and allow the club head to release and pass your hands, okay, it's almost as though if I held the club here and hold it up end here, if I was to swing that back here, and it's almost as though somebody is pulling on it to flick it through. Okay, so as though they're pulling it this way as I hit through the ball. Okay, this is going to generate enormous club head speed with less effort, and that's what we're really after. We're really after efficiency of swing with less effort, and that's what we want. Okay, so take hold of the club, swing L to L. One of my new moves that I'm trying to train to while doing this is to try and keep my chest facing down to the ball, because I have a tendency to come up. Whoa, just let that swing through that wind. Not very pleasant here in the UK today. Right, so back and through. Okay, please note I'm hardly using my body at all. It's just reacting to what my club is doing. All right, so L to L is important. If I show you from this angle, I'm going to swing L, allow the club head to release and strike the ground, and then up into L. Okay, the club head swings around me in a circular motion, and it surprises me when I do L to L half swings how far I still hit it. I probably still hit it 80% of my overall distance, but bearing in mind I'm only swinging it halfway back. It's just the contact is so much better. The actual strike and everything is just, it's second to none. I love doing the L to L. If you wanted to raise the game a little bit with L to L and do something slightly different, all I want you to do is just drop that right foot back. Okay, so what I mean by that is your normal stance is from here, just drop it back so that the toe of your right foot is in line with your left heel. Okay, this is just going to keep the hips out the way as you're swinging it. Okay, and it'll actually enhance the L shape even more in the follow through, which is the most important one. So take your stance, drop the right foot back. Okay, I'm going to try and keep my chest facing to the ground while doing this and keep my right hip back. So back and through. Okay, so you can see how keeping my right foot back, it actually trains my thigh to move in better. What this stops you doing is firing the right hip out into the shot. We see a lot of golfers push the right hip forward, shoulder comes out over the top, and they come over the top of the swing. Okay, if you can do the L to L, I promise you you will become much better golfers. And you can do it with driver, you can do it with all clubs. I've got a 7-iron here. Start small, don't go big, start small, but you can do it with all the clubs through the bag, and especially the driver. Put it on a T-peg, you're only going to hit it down there 8% of your distance and just swing through, all right? I apologise for Ted, he's obviously got a vocal. He's obviously doesn't agree with what I'm saying. Ted, pipe down, all right? Anyway, thank you for joining in, and hopefully, again, please comment below if there's anything you want me to cover. If it's a Mikeism and you want to find out a bit more about it, please let me know. I've covered the right hand, I've covered how the left arm works, I've covered how the hips work, but L to L, if you can do the L to L movement, it's not about positions, it's about feelings, it's about letting the club head swing, okay? It's all about letting the momentum. So one of the biggest things that we find in golf is allowing the momentum of the club to dictate. It was one of Jack Nicklaus's things of allowing the club to release from the top. That was a different thing altogether. That's about the tipping of the club, but it's all about momentum, okay? And feeling that momentum, and let the club swing around you and do the actions for you. Those positions that we look for in the golf swing show up, all right? Anyway, thank you for joining, and I'll be back to normal next week. I've been just going through some treatments myself to try and get healthy and better, and it's all great at the moment. Everything's wonderful. So thanks, Dr. Alex. You've done me proud there, man. So anyway, hope you're all well. I hope you're having a great time. Please let me know if there's anything I can do. If any of you want any one-to-one lessons online, please let me know. I'll probably be able to do you something, because you've been loyal followers, I'll be able to send you something through to help you with a big discount on that. I'd love to help your games out. Anyway, look forward to seeing you next week, and I'll catch you soon.